Hey guys, welcome back to Release the Craftin. Don't mind me while I get set up a little bit more. Just gonna wait and see who comes in while I fix my lighting so I don't knock it over. Let's see, I wanna make sure I get to see the chat so I don't miss anything you guys say. Ow. Don't wanna do that again. So let's see. If that's better. Alright, so that's not better. So after my last video, a bunch of you guys, or I want to say a couple of you guys said that what you wanted to see was stuff in process, and I thought it would be fun to go live and show you that as I go, how I work stuff out. I have a bunch of like envelopes, tags, and stuff. Actually, I don't even know if I can fit it under here to show you. But I have like this basket just full of envelopes, bags, pouches, tags, cards, all sorts of stuff. And trying to use some of that stuff up instead of getting new stuff. I also have like a surplus of these little like envelopes that I get from like monthly subscription boxes. So I want to use a bunch of those. I have some stuff I pulled off of like some junk mail. And I want to use that, and then just like, regular envelopes and things that I've collected. I'm going to make like a little envelope book insert something for a future journal. Or maybe it'll be like so ridiculously big it'll be its own standalone project. But I thought that you guys would like to work it out with me and just see like what we come up with. I don't have an actual like plan in mind. I have a sort of a picture, but not an actual like set in stone plan. So this should be interesting. But hopefully, if you guys have the same kind of supplies and have been wondering what to do with them, this helps you see how I work stuff out and come up with things to share with you guys on the channel. So, what I started doing before I stopped and decided that I should go live was I just have these two big, giant envelopes from my sticky subscription. So all I did was slide them in together just to see how they fit. They make a nice little booklet, and they just slide in really nicely. So I'm going to glue those down, and then I scored a line in here to give myself like a little gusset, and that was the point where I stopped and decided I should share this with you guys instead of just hammering it out on my own. But I added this little gusset to give myself some space so I can build up on this. So this is going to be like where the main chunkiness happens, and then we'll do something with this front piece, and then it'll flip open, and we'll do something on the inside here, and then have a back page, which I'll either stick down in the book or just, decorate up and keep it as its own standalone thing, depending on how big it gets. It might get ridiculous. I also have this really big envelope, which I stained, and I don't even remember where this came from. But it's like a nice envelope, but I also don't really care for purple, so I'm going to use that and cover it up. And I'm going to use pages from my Edgar Allan Poe kit, because I think I'm feeling a little gothic. So I think I'm going to make this the front piece, and I'm going to attach this on here somehow, and then it'll like flip open, and we'll have more stuff in here to work with. So before I get any further, what I want to do is stick these two pieces together. Find the glue. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. It's been raining a lot here, so it rained this morning, and it's kind of cleared up a little bit. And they're expecting it to rain again. But I like the rain, so it hasn't really bothered me that much outside of like the allergies that come with rain. But yeah, it's been a nice weekend. I hope everyone else is having a good time. A cup of cocoa. Cocoa that much. I like it a little bit for the mushrooms, but marshmallows, but I don't actually like hot cocoa that much. I don't like chocolatey drinks. I find them to be like too rich and cloying. Although I do like a good cup of like chocolate milk every now and again. Okay, so that's stuck together, and this way this flap won't like impede anything on the other side. And then what I want to do before I forget is actually cut the openings of these off. And I have a little decal edge trimmer. You don't need this. You can have like these decal edge scissors, or you can just cut it jaggedy, or cut it straight. Maybe you don't want a jaggedy edge. For Mrs. Doubtfire. You know, I haven't watched Mrs. Doubtfire since like it came out. Hey, Lori. I should probably watch Mrs. Doubtfire again, but I haven't watched it since I was a kid. So I'm going to trim these edges off so that way there is an opening. And those will be like two big old giant pockets. And I'm just going for the very edge. So those are very nice. I like this trimmer, but like paper sometimes gets stuck in it, which is unfortunate. Oh yeah, hey, yeah, Lori, this is I guess it's kind of impromptu because I didn't actually announce the time until the very last minute. You know, because I'm a jerk like that. So it is a bit of a surprise. I love Robin Williams too, but it's not my favorite Robin Williams movie. So let's see. So I want to cut like this part off so that there's another little pocket here. And I can't decide if I want to glue this down here and then put like another thing here. Maybe I do. I think I do. I think I just decided. Oh, hey! Fern Gully is good. I love Fern Gully. You know, that was the movie he wanted to do. And they tried to get him off of that project to get him onto Aladdin, to be Genie on Aladdin. But he wouldn't do it until he did Fern Gully first, because do a movie for his daughter, and she liked fairies and stuff, so he wanted to be part of that first. There's a whole thing about it though. Lindsay Ellis did a video about how Disney kind of did him dirty on that video, or on the whole like Aladdin thing, which is really interesting if you wanted to watch it later. That's cool. So I think I'm gonna glue this down. I'm committed to that. I feel like I'm committed to that. I did trim up some papers to relatively the size of the stuff that I knew I was going to use as the base. But yeah, I think this is good. And then we'll have like a pocket here too. So, to this down. What's some other Robin Williams movies? Jumanji was good. I don't care what anybody says. Like, OG Jumanji was good. I know it was campy, but good. And, Flubber. Flubber was fun. Misogynist, but fun. Okay, and then I'm going to trim this off, which is why I don't cut the envelope, which is why I work on the cutting mat, because I have a feeling I'm going to cut a bunch of stuff down as we go. So that flap will be here. So I think maybe one of those little black envelopes can go there. We'll hang that off here. But I guess the question is, do I want to reinforce it or leave it like this? What if I do it this way? Then when I can stick a piece of paper over it and that'll lock it in nice. I love campy movies too, April. In fact, I like a lot of movies that are bad just because they're bad. You know what? I have a strip of this paper. I think you're right, April. Of course, I want to reinforce it. So I think I'm going to cut this to the size of the envelope and then make that into like a little bit of extra reinforcement so it's not so wonky. 100%. Where's my scissors? There. So I'm going to cut this just a little bit shy of the edge. And then, let's see, can I eyeball a 1/4 of an inch? Was this a quarter? I don't think this was a 1/4 of an inch. I think it was like 3/8. Probably. Let's see. That's too thick. Roll it back. Okay. So I'll glue this in here, glue this to that, and then cut this little part. And then glue everything down. And that should lock this in pretty nice. But I'm going to turn it the other way. Otherwise the colors won't show. It's been a while since I've gone like creating like this, where I just sort of try it out and see if it works. So this is sort of a fun experience. And cut this. And glue this to that. And then I think, just to keep that out of the fold, I'm actually going to use my scissors, but the smaller ones. This is 100% YOLO crafting, April. I care how this comes out. I want it to look nice, of course, but like I don't care how we get there. So I'm going to cut that little notch out so it doesn't get in the way. Okay, I should be able to glue this part down and feel a lot more secure about how secure this envelope's going to be. I'm going to glue it this way so that when we open it, you can open it this way. I'll probably take the sticker off, but I don't know. If it stays tacky, it might work. It'll work for the overall aesthetic since I'm using the Poe kit. So, sure. This sticks. And then I want to come like right to where the crease line is, but not on top of it. And of course I want it to be straight. Or straightish. So I think that works. And then like together it'll be like that. And I like the layering there. Blip, blip, blip. Okay. So I guess I want to stick down the foundation papers before I go on to my next thing, but I also have to ink all this up. So wait, are you making a journal this time? I always like wonder what you're gonna make when you get your hands on the kit. If it's gonna be like a journal or another cool like shelf thingy. That organizer you made was cool. So was that pyramid box? Yes, it's a journal. Laura does have mad skills. Aww. I know how that goes, Lori, for real. Like, I wasn't crafting for a while because I just couldn't figure out what to do. And it's hard to get back into it, especially like the longer you feel like you haven't been in it, because then you start to feel like a little guilty for not doing anything. But there's no guilt there. Or I'll cross my fingers and my toes. I know whatever you make is going to be epic, though. Like, I know we talked about the last journal you made, and I loved it, so I think your style is there, and I think you're doing great work. But I will certainly cross my fingers for you. Shout out to everybody who loves inking, because I do not. But I like the way it looks, so yeah. I don't think you would ever let down the team, Lori. 100%. So, April, what are you working on? Alright, trying to go as fast as possible, because I know that inking is the least interesting thing to watch, but it's necessary, and I would be mad if I had to go back and try to ink around everything after it was decorated. So here we are, the lightning round. Details. I always appreciate that you sew stuff. I just can't, like I try, and I can't get behind it. Although I did get that little baby sewing machine for like 30 bucks, so I could sew some stuff together. Oh yeah, April told me about that haunted house swap. That was cool. I wish I had more time for that kind of stuff, but currently do not. Maybe in the future. But I need like a better time management system, maybe. Like, you know, if I could just stop working 40 hours a week, that would be cool. I would have lots of time for this kind of stuff. Alright, home stretch, guys. We're almost there. I appreciate your faith in me. You're right, Lori. It would look like basic stuff, like basic garbage, without the inking. It makes such a big difference. But it takes forever. Let's see. All right. April, you haven't started yet. Well, for you, that'll be like, what, an afternoon? Yeah, you got a lot of side hustles. I don't have the energy for that. I have work and home and my Etsy shop, and I'm already like, oh gosh. I said I was done inking. I lied. Oh my gosh, Lori, I'm so jealous. I wish we had a half day, honestly. By the time we get to Fridays at my job, I'm just like, why am I here? Like, I can answer the phone at home. I really can. Let's see. Ooh, alright. So that came out just perfect. I wasn't sure when I cut these originally because I was like, oh, well, I'm going to trim that little edge off and hope for the best. And I didn't actually, like, account for the edge. But I had to cut them a little short just to make sure. And then I hoped for the best. But I am going to butt them up pretty close to the edge here. Just so we can see that deckled edge. Otherwise, there would be no point in using the deckled edge trimmer. Oh, yeah. So my job did the, like, half on, half off. So some days we were in office and some days we were home. But then they were like, oh, everybody back in office because a couple of people can't get their shit together. And now we're all back in the office, and it's boring. It's boring. Lori, I have made errors. Same thing. Okay, so for these insides, guys, what I want to remember when I glue this down is to only glue, like, the edge that's inside. And then, this way this is still a working pocket, and I don't shrink the pocket by, like, 1.5 inches. So I'm probably going to put the glue on the envelope, and then on the edge we'll want it here. But honestly, like, outside of the paperwork aspect of my job, there's no reason for us to be in the office. And if we could just get into, like, the 21st century and digitize stuff, we would definitely never have to be in office. But it is what it is. Also, it just occurred to me how far back I sit when I craft, which doesn't make for the most interesting live if I'm, like, inking everything in my chest. You guys' printer ever, like, randomly do this? It printed everything, like, perfect, and then this one sheet was just like, nah. So we're gonna cover that up. So, waste not, want not. I even printed stuff after this, and it printed out just fine. So, like, I don't know what happened here. It just didn't like this page, or it was like, ah, give up. This is too much work for Friday night. But, NBD. Can't even see. Okay. So actually, I'm going to put this on this side, right? No. Putting this one down. I get that too. Like, if I had, like, a home office, I'd probably be like, yeah, I'm never leaving. But I totally get what you mean. Like, it does ruin the illusion of home when you're working there. But then, like, I would have all the perks of not having to be in the office. So, there's that. I'm probably overlining this glue, but we'll find out. Do you think it's the paper? I don't know. I don't know. And then I'm just going to do the edges here to make sure I get, you know, the important stuff stuck down so there's no peeling up. And I don't think, because I'm using these papers, that I'm going to need anything to go underneath, so I feel confident in gluing these down. I may regret that choice later, but we'll see. And so same thing as before, I'm going to come right up to the folded edge, but not on top. And then try to center it as best as I can and then stick it down. And as best as I can is not very perfect, but good enough for me. And then I'm just going to rub off all the extra glue, because I definitely overlined. PJs from the waist down for sure, 110%. Like, I don't have to put proper pants on. Best day ever. Let's see. So I think maybe we'll work on like most of the structure for this one, and then we'll come back on another live and do some more decorating and embellishing and whatever's until we finish it. We'll do a couple of them, I think. And then this way, if you're crafting along, you can get like the full process. Because that's what the people asked for, and you gotta give the people what they ask. Although, I'm not sure. I hope this helps people. Like, I always wonder which tutorials or which videos are going to have, like, the most impact or use. Or, like, if I'm going in the right direction with things. So in this one, same thing, up to the edge. And then I'm going to match it to this paper. I'm not going to try to center it. So at least this way, everything looks intentional. That's true, Lori. I do like having other crafters going while I'm crafting. And I think, I don't know, I always find inspiration there. So, like, I have been watching a lot of Eva's videos, so here we are using all my envelopes, because A, I have a lot, and B, she's got some good ideas. So. Alright, and then the back page. Alright. I know the feeling. I absolutely 110% know the feeling about how unboxing videos get the most traction. On this channel, even, the 2 unboxings I did have a load of views. And then on my other channel, that's like the bread and butter of the whole channel. Which I need to get back to, but we'll do that next month. I've been kind of enjoying just doing my unboxings by myself. But I will put those back on there because they were popular and people like to see what's in the boxes. But on this channel, the videos that I like the most are not the ones that people like the most. So a lot of the art journal-y, mixed media, craft with me's, those ones are not very popular. And they're the ones that I like doing the most, or the ones that I feel like are the best. Or not the best, but like the most useful. They are not the most popular. Oh, you're on her Patreon? I always think about it, but then, like, I don't know. I follow a lot of people on Patreon, and it's going to get to the point where, like, I'm working to support other people on Patreon and not myself. So I have to be judicial, I guess. But I do love Eva. I love her style. And her personality. She's fun to watch. I watch a lot of unboxings, so I get why they're so popular. But I also get the feeling where you're like, but I didn't make this. This wasn't something I was passionate about. It's something I opened and commented on. There we go. So that's foundation. Now I'm kind of thinking I should have glued this paper to this too. Lift this up. Okay, so it's a little bit tore up, but we're gonna use it. Because it still seems to be a little bit too wobbly. Like the Weebles. I liked your collage series. I'm gonna let everybody know right now. I watch a lot of videos on YouTube, and I do not comment on a lot of videos on YouTube. So chances are I've seen your video, and I just haven't commented because I suck like that. But I really hate commenting because I usually watch on my computer or my phone, like either one, and then like I'll be away from the keyboard or too lazy to type stuff out and on to the next video, which I know is not best person behavior, but it is what it is. But I like your collage series. I thought it was interesting, especially since you were getting all those prompts and stuff and seeing what you came up with. I thought that was cool. So let's see. So then I cut some foundational pieces for these. So that's how we're going to cover up the majority of this. I think that'll be cool. I'm going to do this one on the front. Such a messy crafter. That's also why I don't do a lot of these crafts with me. It's because tragedies happen. Yeah, April, I get that. You comment a lot though. I don't comment that often. Mostly because I am doing other stuff. Like if I'm watching, I'm not doing that to write a comment. Just him crafting in my chest again. I thought they were interesting prompts. April does a prompt thing too in October. Which is also interesting. And then you did that journaling series last year with some really good prompts. Is this right side up? This way. Like I know we're YOLO crafting, but I would be really mad if the letters were upside down. Yeah, 98% of the time. April is best girl, everybody. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I get intimidated by perfectly neat crafters too. Like, there's like a conspiracy there, right? Like, you can't be human if you don't make a little bit of a mess while crafting. Are you gonna do December prompts this year, April? Hey, Christelle. Hi, one-legged witchy woman. I don't know your name. Tell me your name. But hi. Thanks for joining. We're making a thing. I don't know what you call these. We'll figure it out, though. That's why the live is titled the way it is, because I don't know. So you guys can help me name it. I'm going to ink over this part so it doesn't stand out, even though it's going to. But that's okay. Hi, Laura. It's very nice to meet you. How about it, Lori? Gonna do some prompts of your own. Save April a bit. Okay, yeah. Definitely like how that's handling. Much better. So there's those. So there's a pocket here. And then a little envelope pouch here. And then pocket. Pocket. And then we have this little leftover piece, which I think will make like a cool, like, tuck spot for tags. But also give us another, flippable option. So I almost kind of just want to stick it here. Maybe with, like a gusset. So I can stick something else here. And then we'll have like a little folder tag thing. And then I can stick something else here. Let's see though, I don't know. Sometimes April's memory, you don't know. Sometimes she remembers everything, and then other times, not so much. Maybe I'll get lucky. Okay, so we'll fold this just in half. It's hard to fold towards myself, but I don't know why I keep doing it that way, because I know I'm live. And I know I own a bone folder, so let's actually use it. So there is our flap. Just ink up the edge so none of that white edge shows up, which I didn't here, but I inked over it, so we're fine. So the question is, if we want it to be in the middle? Yeah, kind of. I think it'll be off center, like off balance if I put it too high. I should glue it to this first. Just glue both sides at the same time. So I got my bone folder out and now it's in my way. I'm not too worried about like messing up this because I'm going to put more stuff on top. You know, I definitely have some stuff, Laura, that's like unfinished and in the bad place in limbo, waiting for me to finish. That's usually when I turn to April and have her like bully me into finishing something, because I need that kind of love and affection in my life. I need friends who tell me to finish stuff. But there's no shame in that. Like, I would just pick up one day and see if you could make any headway on it. Maybe pick it up with the intention to see like how far you can get and not just to finish it. And that'll take some of the stress off. I didn't ink this first and now I'm mad at myself. So annoying. I told you guys I was going to be annoyed if I had to go back and ink stuff after I put it down. And just the edges. I'm not going to worry about this side because I'm going to stick something here. And leave this. I know. Let's think. On the subject of not finishing things, I think a lot of the time too we get stressed out just by our own like system, or not system, like thought processes. Um, where you want things to look a certain way or you want them to be perfect, and when they don't meet up that expectation of that image in your head, you get stressed, and then that stress sort of turns into like apathy, and then you put those projects down because they aren't coming out exactly how you pictured, or something isn't turning out just so, and then you don't come back to them because it sort of feels like a personal attack, because you already knew that you were unhappy with it, and the longer you put stuff off like that, the longer, the more you feel like it's sort of taking away from what you're doing. But I think there's something to be said about going back and finishing something that you've left on the table like that. um, and like I said, even if you just set out with the goal to see what you can do instead of just, like, I'm going to finish it now. But if you just sit down and try, like, to see how far you can get with it or what you can come up with, you might be surprised, like, how it turns out. Hi, Safina. Thanks for joining. So I'm going to cut off, like, a quarter-ish of it, an inch. Real technical. Yeah, we're just using up, like, supplies that I have with envelopes and stuff like that and seeing what we come up with. But I don't know. Laura, I would be interested to see what happens when you give it a shot, picking up those UFOs, and see if you can finish something or make some headway there, because that would alleviate, I think, a lot of the stress there, and you might feel more confident about all your unfinished projects. April, you are the weird one. I have like 5 things just sitting in crafty limbo waiting for me to be like, hey, I feel like doing this. But I also have ADHD, so do with that information what you will. I definitely have to be in the mood to do something. And if I'm not in the mood, I literally will not ever do it. So same concept, I'm going to glue only this edge so that we don't sacrifice this pocket. And then this part of the envelope. So let's see, glue this part down. And I think this was a little bit shy anyway, so I'm probably going to over glue again. All right. So I'm happy with that. And that'll be like a really cool place to tuck in like some tags or something. Don't stick your finger in the pocket until it's glued. Laura, you're definitely going to finish it. 100%. I have the absolute faith in you. You're going to finish it. That's so weird, you guys. I can have like 6 things going on at the same time. I wish I could just do one thing at a time. I would probably be a lot more productive though. Stash busting. Sophia and I like that. That's a cool word. Stash busting is neat. That's exactly what we're doing. So, looking at the stuff I have, so we have this. I want to put something here. What do I want to put there, though? So I'm digging through my stuff to see what I have. I don't know. Thoughts. What do you guys think? It would also help if I brought this closer and wasn't reaching a million miles away to look at some stuff. Alright, hold on just a second, guys. I think I'm going to grab something. I'll be right back.